Good day, students. My name is Awoleye Oluwatoyin, a biology teacher. The topic I'll be discussing with you today is skeleton and supporting systems in animals. Skeleton and supporting systems in animals. Lesson objectives. At the end of the lesson, students will be able to 1. Define skeleton. 2. Recognize the three forms of skeletal materials. 3. Describe the different types of skeleton with examples. 4. Compare bone and cartilage. And 5. Discuss the significance of skeleton to animals. Now, let us enjoy the lesson together. Content. Definition of skeleton. Forms of skeletal materials. Types of skeleton. Bones of axial and appendicular skeleton. Biological significance of skeleton. Why questions and evaluation. Question. What would animals, including you, look like as well as incapable of doing without the support of bones and cartilage? Response. Crawling, standing, walking, sitting, flying, and more life processes would not be possible. Good. The framework and the tissues that support an organism is known as tissue and supporting system. Definition of skeleton. Skeleton is the bony framework of the body which provides support, shape, and protection to the soft tissues and organs in animals. Forms of skeletal materials. There are three main forms of skeletal materials, namely chitin, cartilage, and bone. Chitin. This is a tough, light, and flexible material that is a major component of the skeleton of arthropods. It is a carbohydrate freely permeable to water, consists of non-living materials, and is strengthened by deposits of hardened proteins and minerals. Examples of organisms with this type of skeletal materials are mainly arthropods, such as prawns, scorpions, crabs, and insects. Cartilage. It consists of living cells, that is chondroblasts, carbohydrates, and protein fibers. It is a tissue found in the skeletons of complex vertebrates. Examples of organisms with cartilages are shark, rails, and mammals. Bone. It is a tissue and major component of the vertebral skeleton. It consists of living bone cells, that is osteocytes, protein fibers, that is collagen, and minerals, mainly calcium phosphate and calcium carbonate. Examples of organisms with this type of skeleton are bony fishes, toads, lizards, snakes, birds, and mammals. As the embryo grows, cartilage tissues hardened into bone through the addition of minerals. This process is known as ossification. Question. Differentiate between bone and cartilage. Bone is made up of living and non-living cells, while cartilage is made up of mainly living cells. Bone, it is made up of hard substances. Cartilage, it is made up of soft substances. Bone, it is rigid and not flexible, especially in adults. Cartilage, it is flexible both in adults and young ones. Bone, it cannot be replaced by cartilage. Cartilage, it can easily be replaced by bone. Bone, it is made up of mainly of mineral salt. Cartilage, it is made up of mainly of, it is not made up of mainly of mineral salt. We go on break and I'll be back shortly. Welcome back. Types of skeleton. There are three main types of skeleton, namely hydrostatic skeleton, endoskeleton, and exoskeleton. Hydrostatic skeleton. This is the type of skeleton processed by soft-bodied animals, which uses its fluid pressure to provide support. Examples: sea anemones, earthworm, cnidaria, sea star. Exoskeleton. It is found outside the body of some animals. It is an external skeleton that consists of hard encasement on the surface of an organism. Examples are invertebrates such as snails, insects, crayfish, crabs, and so on. Endoskeleton. It is an internal skeleton, that is, it is found inside the body of animals. Examples: fishes, toads, lizards, birds, man, and so on. Bones of mammalian skeleton. All the bones in mammalian body are grouped into axial and appendicular skeleton. Axial skeleton consists of skull, backbone or vertebral column, ribs, sternum or breastbone. The skull. It gives shape to the head and also protects the brain and vital organs in the head, such as eye, nose, and ears. The vertebral column or backbone consists of cervical vertebrae, thoracic vertebrae, lumbar vertebrae, sacral and caudal vertebrae. Cervical vertebra. It has a pair of openings known as vertebraterial canal, through which the blood vessels of the neck pass. Location: at the neck region. The first cervical vertebra is called atlas. It has no centrum with very large neural canal. Functions of atlas: it permits nodding movement of the head. The second bone is the axis, which has a large centrum which projects as odontoid process. Function: it permits the head to turn from side to side. Thoracic vertebra. It has large centrum, large neural canal, and long neural spine. Location: at the chest region. Functions: it aids attachment of the ribs and also assists in breathing. Lumbar vertebra. Functions: it bears the weight of the body and it also provides attachment for the abdominal muscles. Sacral vertebra. Presence of narrow neural canal and reduced neural spine. Functions: it provides support, rigidity, and strength to the body. Caudal vertebra. It consists of solid mass of bones. Functions: it supports the tail and provides attachment for tail. Ribs. The rib cage protects delicate organs such as lung and hearts. Sternums. The ribs are connected to the sternum. Features of a typical vertebra. A typical vertebra possesses the following features: neural canal, neural spine, transverse processes, centrum, facets, and zygapophysis. We will go on break now and we'll be back shortly. Welcome back. Appendicular skeleton. It consists of limbs, that is fore and hind limbs, and girdles, that is pectoral and pelvic girdles. Presence of the glenus cavity of the scapula, which is a depression into which the head of the humerus fits to form shoulder joint. Take note of the acetabulum, which is a deep cavity into which the head of the femur fits to form hip joint, while the obturator foramen is a hole on the pelvic girdle through which the nerves, blood vessels, and muscles pass. Now let us discuss the biological significance or functions of skeleton. The functions of skeleton in man include: it gives support to the body, example the backbone and the pelvic girdle. It gives protection, example rib cage and the skull. It aids movement, production of blood cells, aids breathing. It gives shape, attachment of muscles. It helps to store important mineral salts such as calcium and phosphorus. Now let us look at WAEC past questions. Question 1. List 4 functions of the mammalian skeleton and name a particular part of the skeleton which performs each of these functions. Answer. Functions of the mammalian skeleton on one part, parts of the skeleton on another part. For functions of the mammalian skeleton, we have support, part of skeleton, pelvic girdle, backbone, vertebral column. Functions: protection, part of skeleton, skull protects the brain, rib cage protects lungs, heart, vertebral column protects the spinal cord, pelvic girdle protects female reproductive organs. Functions of mammalian skeleton: movement, part of skeleton, fore and hind limbs. Functions: aids in breathing, part of skeleton, ribs, thoracic vertebra. Functions: it gives shape, part of skeleton, axial skeleton and vertebral column. Functions: production of blood cells, part of skeleton, bone marrow of long bone. Function: muscles attachment, part of skeleton can be any bone such as lumbar, thoracic vertebra. Another question. Name one vitamin and one mineral element necessary for healthy development of bones. Answer: vitamin C, vitamin D. You can take any one. Mineral elements: calcium, phosphorus, magnesium. You can pick any one. Evaluation. 1. What is skeleton. Question 2. What are the 3 forms of skeletal materials? 3. Describe the types of skeleton and give examples of organisms that possess each one. 4. State 4 differences between bone and cartilage. And lastly, discuss the significance of skeleton to animals. Summary. In today's lesson, we learned about definition of skeleton, forms of skeletal materials, types of skeleton, bones of mammalian skeleton, and biological significance of skeleton. References for further studies: www.cliffnotes.com, www.britannica.com, www.siavola.com.science. With this, we have come to the end of the lesson. Thanks for listening. Bye.